So you want to learn about candle magic? You want to learn the secrets of casting spells and manifesting? Just kidding, guys. This beautiful soul is Mey. She's going to give us beginner tips on the real candle magic. So if you're looking for those, keep watching. And you know, I promise, no more weird stuff. Well, you know, I can't really promise that, so just keep watching. Cheers to this open space where you're invited to be exactly who you are. Cheers to your soul, because there is never, ever, ever going to be anybody else like you, and that's your superpower. Happy Sundaze. Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Sundays. So we have the amazing Mey with us. She is going to let us know everything we need to know about candle magic.
I'm gonna try anyway.
So Mey makes these incredible candles. I just bought some and I'm so excited. I can't wait to use them. And talk about some of the other services that you provide.
So I also do tarot readings and oracle readings, which are personally my favorite. I also make oils, I also make soaps, and I also do something that's called, well, I call it energy work, but I guess it could also be called spell work. It's basically, I know you've heard of like cliche like love spells and like money spells and stuff like that, but it's basically I take that and apply it to like a more real world, you know, aspect. So it's not like Harry Potter magic, you know, it's like, you know, utilizing the real energy that's actually in this earth and then kind of twisting it to, you know, bend to your will, I guess.
So this is Mey now. You're doing tarot card readings, you're doing oracle work. How did you get here?
It's actually kind of funny. I grew up in a really religious household. Not the kind where, you know, you basically believe in God or nothing at all. We were allowed to explore our own, you know, spiritual beliefs, but it was pretty Christian centered, but I didn't feel it like resonate with me at all. And then one day my mother just sits me down out of the blue in the dark with like candles lit and just has like this tarot, like what do you call it, the tarot cloth just laid out with cards on it, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, are you summoning something? Because I didn't know anything about that stuff, and she told me a little bit about tarot and told me a little bit about the cards, and we weren't allowed to speak about it, you know, since, because my dad wasn't crazy about it. But fast forward a couple years, and she just gives me her tarot cloth, and sorry, I thought it was a gunshot. But you know, it kind of put it into my brain, like planted the seed, and a couple of years later, I was like not spiritual at all, didn't follow any kind of religions, and I just felt it called me weirdly. Like
how was it? Like, what did that look like for it to call you?
I just, you know, when you have to sneeze and you get that sneeze out, you feel like complete.
You just feel like.
Yeah, like you just got, like it just, you know, you got it, you're good, you're all set. You know, I literally just woke up one day and it was just like, you need to go buy a book, just any book about witchcraft or energy work or anything, and just read it.
So what exactly, because I'm actually new to it too, so what is candle magic and how does it work?
So candle magic in simple terms is basically lighting a candle and then speaking your intentions into it, and then when you blow out the flame, releasing it into the world around you. You know, like when you make a wish on birthday candles, that's technically a form of candle magic, because you're lighting the candle, you're speaking your intention silently and your wish into the candle, and then you blow it out, and upon doing that you're releasing it into the energy and the universe around you, like you're speaking it into existence. Candle magic goes a little deeper than that, where you can use colored candles, like, you know, pink, purple, blue. Each color represents something different. Each scent represents something different. Like red can mean passion, black can mean banishing, stuff like that. So people tend to use that towards their intention as well. So basically it just takes all that, and it's almost like a transformation, kind of, almost, because you're taking something as mundane and used in everyday use as a candle, a simple little candle, and you're turning it into something that's magical, basically, you know? Just finding the magic in something so simple as a household candle is just really powerful.
So is there something energetic that goes on behind the scenes when you're doing these rituals and you're saying your affirmations and you blow out the
like with me personally, or with anyone?
With anyone?
Well, the fire element is pretty powerful in the way that it represents transformation, like I mentioned earlier. It represents, you know, desires and thoughts and all of that. So I would say the magic really is behind just the flame itself. Because each element, like water, air, all that stuff, represents something different that it correlates to your human body and your spiritual body, as well as the universe itself. So fire usually transforms things. Like you heat up something in the microwave and you like a mug cake, and it goes from being dough into like an actual cake.
Something else. Wow.
Yeah. Or you heat up, you know, rocks and melt rocks down, it becomes lava. You know, it transforms into what it's meant to be or what you want it to be.
So how powerful is your intention versus the actual element? Like, would you say it's more so, like you said, for you, fire is, you said it's cleansing?
It can be cleansing, right. Yeah, it can be cleansing.
And it depends on, okay, so it's more so about the intention.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always tell people when people come to me for tarot readings and spell work, and I need you to make my ex come back, I need you to do this. I always say, I mean, I can help give you that boost that you need and ask the universe to give you this blessing. But at the end of the day, you need to go to bed and wake up every day thinking about what it is that you want in this world. Because I am merely a vessel. I'm merely a tool in this equation, you know. But it's all about your intention. You got to be in that mindset constantly, telling yourself, I will succeed at this, or I will achieve this, or I will receive, or I will stop, you know, I will.
Right.
And if you just keep telling yourself that also kind of ties into law of attraction, but that's like a different story, you know. Like, I'll just start prattling off about all types of different things, but attention just honestly overpowers everything. I know you've probably seen pictures of these witches with like really beautiful altars and crystals and statues. Definitely. None of that stuff matters. It's really pretty to look at, but at the end of the day, what is the most powerful is what's in here and what's in here. That's my opinion. I don't want to.
No, but you know, like, it's interesting because it's, and I'm trying not to also get off topic because I can ramble on about this too. But the whole, no, you're cool. The whole, like, if you look at religion and you look at spirituality and sense that we're talking about, everything always ties back to your mind. Like, you know, when you're in church, you kind of do you pray.
Right.
You pray, but you also, they always say faith and belief, and you know, if you don't believe, you're just out here.
Yeah, that's why, you know, all these priests or whatever rolling around and there's 700,000 bands and all that. Like, people say that that's not true. That's not what Christianity is about, because it's about your relationship with God and what you know, pray about behind closed doors. Not about what you're flashing, you know, with the money you collected from the from the thing they're passing around in church. Right. Kind of applies the same way to, like, I guess it'd be called paganism, whatever isn't Christianity, you know. Doesn't matter, you know, how much money you're spending on a rose quartz or on a candle even. They just blew out.
That's fine. I still smell it. That one is still lasting a little bit.
Yeah, that, it's, you know, that one's a key. That's a tough one.
Is this the one that I got?
It is. That's my favorite. I feel like it represents the goddess.
Yes, I was like, oh, yes, goddess.
Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But, gosh, what are we talking about?
Anything outside of religion.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like you said, it does all tie back to your relationship with whatever it is that you worship, whatever deity or planet or whatever you're into. It matters more about the relationship and what you speak into the existence than, you know, what you have. So.
That's pretty cool. It really puts things in perspective. So, for somebody, what advice do you have for somebody who is just starting out with candle magic?
Take your time. Be patient. Don't expect things to just change and work overnight. It's a lot of trial and error. When I started off I expected things to just be really clear in the way they manifested. When I said, I need more money, or I need to pay this bill, I expected just $1,000 to just, show up on the ground.
Right.
Excuse me. It doesn't really work that way. You gotta remember that when you ask for things through candles, or through any method, honestly, but especially through candles, it'll take the least path of resistance, like through the universe, to give you what you're asking for. So if you need to pay a bill or something, it may not come in the form of $1,000 ending up in your lap, but it might show up. You get an extra shift, or you get more tips, or you get a better paying job. So you're more able to pay those bills. That's why you gotta be patient. You have to believe in the energy that you're putting out. You have to believe the words that you're saying, and then the candle, when you blow out that flame, it'll come back to you.
Right.
Kind of like karma, almost the way what you put out comes back to you. But it's more so if you're controlling it instead of just leaving it up to whatever.
So it's more so about trusting in the energies, and also being flexible, and not being stern. That's something that I'm glad you said that, because I get, when I visualize, I'm very specific from the process to the actual outcome. So I definitely would have went into this.
Yeah, it is good to be specific too, because you don't want to just say I'm abundant, because that could also be translated to I'm abundant in stress, I'm abundant in depression, I'm abundant in not believing.
Right.
You got to be like, I'm abundant in self-love, or I am abundant in prosperity and financially. And then when you blow that candle out, the energy understands like, oh, this bitch needs some she needs some coins, let's work towards that. Oh, sorry, am I allowed to curse?
No, yeah. This is a free open.
Okay, cool. My bad. I just I start talking, but candle magic is really, it's almost like any kind of magic. It's just a vessel that some people use, and at the end of the day, it's all about patience and repetition. Repetition is really important, because if you don't see change, you can't get discouraged and just, this isn't going to work, let me just give up. Because the universe is going to hear that, and the energy is going to hear that, and what the candle you just blew out is going to feed off of that, and then it's just going to keep repeating what you don't want.
So what was, I know when we talked before, you said you had a first time ritual. What's like a ritual that first time candle magic users can use? I did a bunch when I first started out. I couldn't even keep track. I have a spell book, but the one that I can remember off the top of my head is keeping in touch with your third eye, and trying to make sure it's open when it needs to be at precise times. So what I did was I took a blue candle, because blue to me represents intuition, and it represents a clean spirit. And that chakra, right? It represents that chakra, right?
I think it does. Yeah, you're right, it does. God, I didn't even remember that. But yeah, it does represent your chakra. And what I did was I had lit the candle, and I had drawn?
You said drawn.
Good Lord. Whatever the past tense of that word is, I drew a sigil, because I also do sigil magic, but that's a whole separate thing. It was basically in the shape of, I took the words, my third eye is open, and I changed that into like a little, changed the letters to represent a shape, like a sigil. I wrote that on a piece of paper. I had a little chant that I made. I think it was, I allow myself to see clearly through the veil. I control my vision and know that harm will not prevail, or something like that. My psychic abilities will no longer fail. It was like this little rhyming, cute little thing. And I just repeated that and just kept repeating that over the lit candle, and you feel the heat coming up from the candle, and it feels like it's just washing over you, and you can feel it just heating up your heart, your core. It feels great. Then I took the sigil and I burned it in the candle, and the ashes to me represented me releasing it into the universe around me. Then actually I let the candle burn down. I don't blow it out. I let the candle burn down, because I feel like the longer you burn the candle, the longer that the spell kind of just takes effect. Marinates and manifests. And then I let it burn down and burn out, and then just kept remembering that phrase over and over in my head every once in a while, and I just kind of let it do its thing, you know.
That's cool. So spells are something that you can just kind of make up yourself and just get creative with.
Yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, I know there's a bunch of books out there. I have a couple books. I have like a book called like the White Witch's Spell Book or something. But I feel like when you make it yourself, it's more personal.
And then the energy attached to it is more yours.
Yeah, exactly. It's your creation, you know. It's birthed from your intentions and your energy and your, you know, desires and all that. So I feel like it's probably better to make your own spells, but if you're just starting out, probably get a book and get a good gist, get a good idea of, you know, what it takes to make a spell and all that good stuff. But you absolutely can make your own if you want, you know.
Cool. I think that makes the process so much more fun. It's just something,
yeah, like this whole spirituality thing is like a personal journey, you know. There's no like you have to do this and you have to do that. It's not restraining. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do candle magic. You don't have to meditate, you know. You basically just do what feels right on the inside. You follow your own path. That's what spirituality is to me. Anyway, you know. I'm sorry I'm getting off topic, but
no, that was a really good point, because that's like my number one thing. If anybody asked me about spirituality, I would say the same thing. Like, that's the only thing that's, I feel like, is universal law. Spirituality is yours. So do you have any well, I like to call it a sun vibe for the people who are watching this? If they could leave with anything from this video, what would it be?
I would say don't let this kind of practice intimidate you, or don't be don't let other people scare you out of exploring
trying
this.
It, right?
Because I was scared for a long time, thinking I was going to go to hell, or who knows what was going to happen to me. You know, that's not right. You should never make anybody feel that way about something that just helps them grow as a person. You know, you should never take that away from anybody. So don't ever let anybody stop you from exploring any spiritual path you want. I know it seems intimidating at first, and there's a lot, you know, a lot to jump into. But
sorry.
Now you got me paranoid. Casting like a shield around me. Don't let anybody stop you from exploring this kind of, you know, this path. It's really fun.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining us, May. Y'all have to really check out her candles. Oh my gosh. No, really, when I was on her website looking at her candles, I was like, if I had the money, I would just go, because they're pretty. They're really pretty, and I know that she's knowledgeable about what she's talking about. So, you know, mix that up. You got a good product there. So,
I'm correct.
So yeah, so check out her stuff, guys. And if you haven't already, check out the latest episodes of Sundays with Lil Legacy, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Bye, guys. Hey, beautiful souls. Want to catch behind the scenes footage and more episodes? Subscribe and follow us on Instagram.